I might not have been prepared for this. But I wasn't prepared for living either. Howdy, Todd and Greg. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I apologize about the lawnmowers. That literally showed up right as I was setting up. Awesome, I know. Believe me, I know. Awesome. So good fun news. Good fun news for me. I just got a call. Oh yeah, Greg, that's definitely life. Howdy, Patrick. Great to see you, sir. How is New York City? I feel like having a cigar. Not because I'm tailgating, but because I've got good news. I got a call. My friend slash soon-to-be boss, as in tomorrow morning, starting at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Howdy, Chip. Great to see you, sir. So my boss gave me a call, said, hey, you got to fill out some paperwork before you come in tomorrow. Oh yeah, by the way, I did something crazy. I went and got a job. It's not the best paying job in the world. Don't worry about that. And don't mind the Happy Easter flag that my mother-in-law puts out every year. It looks a little rainbowy, but no big deal. Overcast, no rain, in the 50s here. Nice. That is nice weather for New York. 50s would be nice. I might be wearing a longer shirt if it was 50s, though. I believe that it got up into the 80s today. But I will again be a cigar salesperson. A tobacconist. I will again be mostly gainfully employed. Thank you, Chip. I appreciate it. Which means, thank you, Patrick. I like it. And howdy again to Todd, making sure I say howdy to Todd. Todd, hopefully everything's going well on your end, brother. I know you've been having some difficulties lately, but hopefully those will soon come to a pass. Howdy, Everett, and thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Now, I mean, we all know I really do love cigars, and y'all are going to see some new and exciting cigars, I promise. And I'll be having a little bit of my own money, so that will be a good thing. Howdy, Jose Golf Piper. Great to see you. Man, we've got a crowd from all over the world right now. All right, sure, North America. Still all over North America. So today I am definitely going to be enjoying an Oliva G and a nice, fresh, pulled out of the ice box today. Well, not ice box, but we call them ice boxes down here. Refrigerator. Howdy, Mr. Stumbo. All right, this is... There's too many people on their damn phones right now in this area. Patrick, it is actually a pretty damn good smoke. And James, I'm going to let you know, this is going to work with me quite often, brother. I won't be leaving it at work. That way nobody steals it. But it's such a nice thing to have. You know, walk around, set it down, ready to go, come back, grab my cigar. I know which one's mine. I don't even have to worry about it. If I'm doing paperwork in the office, I don't have to worry about it. I can just drag it over there. If I'm attending to customers in the lounge, I can always take it with me and set the cigar on it and hold on it to it with my thumb and just walk around. Hi, how y'all doing? Everything all right? Making sure everything's good. It's one of those. It's one of those. It's going to go with me a lot of places. I'm telling you right now. There's just no doubt about it. That did not get a good draw yet. All right, let's try it again. That is okay. If it didn't get a good draw, if there's a knot in it, I can get that out pretty easily. Now, I'll wait. Transmission unstable due to weak network connections. Okay, I show you all this because every once in a while you end up with a cigar that just has a nasty draw. It does not want to draw. And you take that check tool, you feed that wire in there, all right, give it a little twist, back it right back out. Now to feed it in there, all you got to do is just twist it a little bit. But you want to go in real straight. And I'm going to tell you, the results are crazy good for getting a decent draw. See, now it actually has a draw. And I will tell you, the best cigars on the planet, every once in a while, you'll have a leaf that will just fold kind of funny and it will plug up that draw. And just by increasing the airflow through the center, it will help the draw. Now, a lot of cigar smokers, they have tools special made for that. I'm also a pipe smoker. Why not use the tools I have that I know will work? And why not let y'all know which tools those are and why I keep them around? A lot of people think it's crazy, but I don't see any reason to spend extra money for a cigar draw tool when I have a check tool right there that works just as well. maybe not just as well, but pretty damn good. So y'all are going to see tomorrow Mafia Tailgate. I should be on time for that. That the cheeks are a little bit thinner. That's because I'll probably be shaving them off. Howdy, Greg. Or, wait. Oh, sorry. That's Jeffrey. Jeffrey Feinberg. Your name ended up right on a crease, so I got it wrong. I apologize, Jeffrey. I am smoking an Oliva G. And, well, James, I said I am going to be taking this with me to work so that I've always got an ashtray that's all mine. Morning Central Time tomorrow. Now, I don't know which days I'll be working yet. And that might affect greatly on whether I can tailgate or not. Yes, James, I got the job. Back to work for the same company that I quit last time. Mostly because I had an issue with the guy who they put as manager. And again, I'm going to apologize for the crappy transmission today. I wish that the internet was working real well here today, but it doesn't seem to be. You know, if I wished for a horse and all I got was a My Little Pony, I guess that's what I get. I also apologize for the Texas music. We also know that as the lawnmowers. They were literally unloading their truck to start mowing right as I was setting up. Thank you, James. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate both of you. And Patrick, I save way more cigar ash than I need to. And I do mean way more cigar ash than I need to. I've been thinking about tinning some up and sending it out to some of these guys who are not cigar smokers with the simplified instructions. Turn this stuff into a paste using distilled water. Spread it on the inside of your pipes that need a little pipe mud. That's pretty much as simple as it gets. Kind of looking forward to going back to the job. Howdy, Willie. Great to see you, sir. I am definitely going to be looking forward to making a little of my own money. Or at least to me it does. Wait, transmit. That's all me. Y'all don't go anywhere. Yeah, okay, it's back. It seems to be everybody is using my network right now. Well, my mom's on the TV, or my mother-in-law's on the TV. All right, let's try switching back to Wi-Fi. Maybe that will work. Okay, switched back to Wi-Fi. We're gonna give it a shot. Don't worry about it. I'll pick it up in a minute.
What'd you say?
I said, don't worry about it. If something fell, I'll pick it up in a minute.
That's your top.
Yeah, I got it.
You got a package you want to put right here?
I'll come and get it.
Okay.
This thing's been trying to fall out for months now.
Oh, okay. So it's not, yeah.
Just need to put some bolts.
Bolts in there, yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah, a lot. Have a great day.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Wow, I apologize for having to do that, but you know, the mail people show up, and it's really hard for porch pirates to steal your stuff if you're out here waiting on it. Oh, and for anybody who's interested, no, I'm still not wearing the pants of the family. I decided shorts today. It's too hot out here for pants. I'd be turning red, and not because I ate something spicy. I think y'all all know it's not because I ate something spicy. Howdy, Steve and Miss Kathy. Great to see you. And it really is great to see y'all. So, I've been kind of more or less looking forward to getting back with this company, doing the same thing, you know, selling cigars. Not that I'm any good at it, right? I mean, I don't know nothing about trying to tell somebody how to get a cigar that's going to match their palate. Iron Brigade Piper, howdy, sir. Great to see you, sir. Just gonna deal with this crappy ass internet. So I'm gonna apologize outrageously for my internet that is going haywire all day. Howdy, Zippo, also known as Derek. Great to see you, sir. Well, I could handle the rain. It's actually been a light little drizzly sprinkle type thing all day. Yes, Steve, I definitely did read the birthday card. I appreciate it. The poem was pretty cool. I like it. And what do you mean? You're wanting me to let you have your I forgot how it was stated in the card, but from two of the coolest cats I know, and I agree with that. So that second part you could have just scratched through and said, you know. Yes, Willie, I got a new job and terrible internet. Right now, the internet is bouncing back and forth between Wi-Fi and data, and that's because my mother-in-law is watching a streaming live TV program, and my wife is still at work, so pretty much everybody's on the internet. Thank you, Willie. I appreciate it. And so things are going to get pretty good. Oh, hey, my wife also got a job, which she's going to be doing the exact same thing she's doing already, except for more money and better benefits. No problem with that, right? Willie, I will be selling cigars. Only 6 miles from the house, too, so. Well, James, my mother-in-law knows. She could spray me with that pepper spray all day long, and it's still not going to reach 9 million Scovilles. So I'm really happy for my wife. Right now, she is waiting on the offer letter from her new job. She will finally stop working for the Chinese government. And then we will actually tell you which company she worked for, so you can look it up for yourself. It sounds like this one really large item store that everybody assumes is like the direct competitor with Sam's Club, but it's slightly different. So here's the fun part. I don't need good luck on my first day. I'm going back to work with a guy that I was working with up at the North shop. But he left that shop to become manager at the shop that I'm going to be working at. And then a little while later, the guy who was installed as the manager at the shop I was at, he had issues with every employee there and got himself in a little bit of a situation, and it just kept showing more and more red flags against him, and the company finally let him go. And I'm not going to discuss any particulars. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. One, it's not my story to be discussing particulars about, but so what happened was, until he was let go, there was no way they could ever get me back in. And the guy who's at the shop 6 miles from here, he was telling them, look, if there's ever any chance that we can get this guy back in, I'll take him, because I know his work ethic. I know his ability to get the cigars into people's hands. This is not one of those, yeah, we're going to hire somebody. Howdy, Robert. Great to see you, sir. Hey, Robert, I'm wearing shorts. Made sure. So my buddy was telling him, look, I need an extra guy. With all the extra stuff that y'all are heaping on me, I got to have an extra person. And they said, all right, we'll hire somebody. And he's tried 3 or 4 different people. And it just didn't work out. So he finally was like, look, the one and only person that y'all said has to go before we can ever hire that guy back in, he's gone now. Can we hire this guy back in or not? So he went and talked to corporate about it. And they finally told him, yeah, let's do it. So, and I guess they put the rush order on it, because normally you wait about 3 3.5 weeks before they get done with all the background checks and everything else. This is a week ago. I went in and filled out the paperwork. Here it is a week later. I'm being told, come in tomorrow. Jeffrey, that would be the Casa de Monte Cristo, Webster, Texas. You can look them up online. They're real easy to Google. They are interrelated with JR Cigars. Howdy, Mark. Great to see you, sir. All right, so enough about the job, really. It's cool that I got one, but it's not the best thing. The best thing I would like to remind y'all, if y'all missed, howdy, Willie, or sorry you got to run, Willie. You take care, and I will definitely be seeing you, tomorrow. Whether I can tailgate or not is still up in the air. I don't know yet, but probably. James, don't worry about it, brother. They're not going to believe anybody anyhow. What they will believe, transmission is unstable due to a weak network connection. Transmission is still unstable. All right, so what they will believe is they're going to see what sales do when I get that job and I'm working. They're going to see that normally a sales level of here is going to go up. And Dave knows this about me. Dave, the guy who made sure to get me rehired, because he's worked with me before. He knows. You set a goal, this guy's trying to hammer that goal all by himself. If he's smoking a cigar, he'll put the cigar down, let it go out, and help customers. There's not a question. He's not the kind that's just going to sit there and not work. Something needs cleaning, he's already done it. I don't want to go into a dirty shop. I want it to feel like it's comfortable, like it's readily prepared for each and every customer. That way, every customer feels comfortable coming in. Plus, every customer then is going to want to come back a lot. And that's why they hired me. They know. They know. So for everybody who missed last Friday, I'm going to tell you right now, you missed a hell of a show. But if you really want to see what the show was, go find my show from last Friday, April 1st. It'll be listed as April's Foolishness, the second annual April's Foolishness. Not too many people are going to put that as the title of their show. Go look that up. Go to the hour and call it hour and 5 minute mark. It starts right about there. Yes, I ate a chocolate bar that had 9 million Scovilles. And I will tell you, by the time I got to piece number 3, I was like, ooh, damn, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I remember saying it. But you get to piece 5 and it doesn't get any hotter. You're already there. You're just extending the amount of time that you're suffering. And I will tell you, I did not suffer in silence. And I was rocking like I was autistic. Or maybe John, the Night Piper. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Howdy, Paul. Great to see you, sir. Now, I will warn you, it was a 4-hour time period that I put in there. And I will also warn you about that chocolate bar. I was feeling some certain effects of it until pretty close to midnight, when finally everything leveled out and I was just like, I am good. Tremors? I don't remember having tremors. I bet you I did have some tremors. Now, I will tell you, one, you get into those 1,000,000+ Scoville units and you're going to have some effects. Just be prepared for it. Howdy, Welsh Piper 62 and Huva Ilta Boris. Great to see you, sir. Great to see both of you. Now, I will tell you, I did not turn as red as I did with Death Nuts. There's a lot of people that think I was faking it until the snot started rolling out my head. Look, I apologize. It wasn't that I was trying to gross y'all out or something. Steve, you could, but I can't guarantee you that that's going to do anything for you. And they probably won't look at me as anything other than, great, he's at least telling people. He's telling people about our website. So I'm going to have to stop telling y'all about a certain other website that I'm no longer going to be able to mention because it's in direct competition with us. But I will definitely try to steer y'all towards the JR Cigars or cigars.com or Serious Cigars websites. All three ship out of the same exact warehouse. They're all running the same inventory, so it's not like, oh, I couldn't get it on JR Cigars. I'll go over here to Serious Cigars. Maybe they've got some. No, if Serious is out, JR's is out. If JR's is out, Serious is out. Same thing with cigars.com. Now, this does not mean that I'm going to quit smoking a pipe. I'm going to enjoy smoking pipes. Probably more now than I ever have before. One, I'm going to be able to start affording my own pipes. Oh, Welsh, I am not sure if they ship to the UK or not. But I will look that up for you. I definitely will. Steve, don't send me no cigars. Seriously, just don't do it. I'm going to be able to get an employee discount. I can't share that other than the information that I will be able to get an employee discount. But my employee discount is actually better if I just buy it at the shop. And as of which, I can always tell my manager, look, I'm going to buy a box of these. Can you go ahead and put it on the order so that I can just buy them when they get here? Makes so much more sense for me to buy them and keep them there at the shop. One, I will get a small little locker that I can put my put my cigars in. That way I've always got a stick or two there at the shop. I don't have to worry about, am I going to have a cigar today or not? Hey, if I'm at work, I'm going to have a cigar. Probably. And I can also store plenty of extra in there. Patrick, that's right. I'll not only be able to afford my own pipes, but my own tobaccos. I might branch off of Sutliff. Y'all know I'm still good with Sutliff. Don't get me wrong. But there's some higher grade tobaccos out there that I wouldn't mind trying. Why have I been ordering Sutliff by the pound? Because it's cheap. I don't mind smoking a lesser priced cigar or a lesser priced tobacco as long as it's still decent. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate it. Now, for any of y'all who are coming into the Houston area, I would suggest flying into Houston Hobby, not Houston Intercontinental. If you fly into Houston Intercontinental, you'll be going to the shop on the north side, which is roughly 60 road miles from where I'll be working. Whereas if you fly into Hobby, it's just a short little trip south. Maybe 15, maybe. Thanks, Welch. I appreciate it. Yes, so there are some perks to working for a cigar shop. One is, let's say there's a brand new cigar coming out, and they want to sell as many of them as they can. They will send some to the shop and say, hey, guys, try that. That is the Casa de Monte Cristo at Webster. It is sometimes also referred to as Casa de Monte Cristo by Sirius Cigars, Webster, Texas. Yeah, Derek, you ain't lying. Houston Hobby is way less busy. For instance, I one time went to Houston Intercontinental because the flight I was booked on only flew out of Intercontinental. And before I left here, I checked what gate it's supposed to be coming in on, this, that, the other. When I got there, I was, an hour ahead of time, no problem. Let's see if I can't just type it in. Here we go. That is the Casa de... Okay, Casa de Monte Cristo. There it is. Casa de Monte Cristo. So when I got to Intercontinental, I pulled up to Gate A as they told me to, and I got out, showed my ticket to the sky cap, and he says, hey, you're going to have to run. Your plane's going into one of... There's A, B, C, D, and then there's some other ones for international flights. But between A and D is about a mile. As long as I drop the suitcase off to the sky cap and run like hell, I was going to make it. Back then I had 2 fully functioning knees. I ran like hell. I was the last person on the plane, and they were calling last call at the time. Because you still have to get through the whole stupidity of check-in, and you got to go through security and all that other crap. They were like, man, we didn't know if you were going to make it. It's like, man, when I left the house 3 hours ahead of time, they said gate A. Somewhere between then and when I pulled up at the terminal, they switched it to gate D. They said it was about 1.25 miles. Welsh, that would be the Webster. Webster. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to have this great big huge humidor. The shop I worked at previous had about half of the humidor that I'll be having now. And as I find out about new cigars, I'll be telling y'all about new cigars. And when I tell y'all that a new cigar is coming out and it's going to be like this, this, and this, y'all might want to listen up. Because if it sounds interesting to you, you might want to be able to get a hold of it before the prices go up. Because normally, new cigar comes in at a price, and then if it sells real well, the price jumps. If it doesn't sell too well, then the price declines a little bit. But normally, if I'm telling you about it, that's because I really like it and I think it's going to sell. And it will not be the first time I've seen such things happen. A few years ago, when I started telling people about the Drew Estates factory smokes, they were cheaper. And I knew they were going to sell. Now, there's times where I can't even hardly get them. You got to wait online like as if you're trying to wait for esotericas. And it's just a cheap cigar. Actually, I will get a regular paycheck. There will be some certain cigars throughout the year that are, hey, we need to push this cigar. Either we ordered too many of them and we need to get them out, or this is something that we've got a kickback coming, so then they'll pass it on. I'm going to tell you. That's right, Welsh. There it is. Kobayashi Road. Now, when I worked for them before, when they said, put these certain cigars in people's hands and you get a certain little bit amount back. There was one cigar I remember they were like, yeah, you're only going to get a nickel. Every one of them you sell, you're only going to get a nickel. But it adds up over a month. My nickel a stick paycheck was almost $500. So, hey. Oh, Steve, don't worry. The guys at that shop already know how valuable I am. I'm like playing a pickup game of basketball and Michael Jordan walks up when it's my turn to pick. I'm taking Michael Jordan. I don't even like Michael Jordan. Okay. On a basketball court, I love Michael Jordan. As a regular human being, hanging out with him, I would love to hang out with Michael Jordan. When he was playing my team, I hated Michael Jordan. Because I knew my team was going to get whooped. It's the same reason I don't like Brady. Y'all know Brady. I hate Brady. 7 rings tells me I got to respect the man. Hey, Jose, I'm not going to lie. If the CAO Amazon Basin is still what I think the best cigar that CAO has ever made. Ever. And, I mean, it's great. Well, Boris, if nothing else, if you say that you're showing up, I'll figure out a way to go get you at IAH. So I start tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Not actually starting. I gotta fill out all the stupidity paperwork and go through the don't sell to anybody under the age of 21 worksheet. I've done all this before. The first day you're stuck at a computer, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to sit there and be bored out of your damn mind. The one and only advantage of it is that I will be able to smoke a cigar while I'm doing it. Jeffrey, I don't mind the JR cigar alternatives to the Cuban lines. Alright, switching back off of Wi-Fi. Let's see if that will help. Back to transmission is unstable due to a weak network. I'm sorry. Okay. I like the JR alternative to the Cuban cigar lineup pretty well. They're different though. You're not going to get those Cuban flavors out of the alternatives. They've found a few that can get close, but realistically, you got to get a Cuban if you want it to taste like a Cuban. Oh, Boris, I'm going to love my new job. Because I already know what it is. I know how hard it is. I know what I'm going to have to do. I know how hard I'm going to have to work. And I am not going to get the same schedule as I used to have, which was open to 4 o'clock 5 days a week. But the only thing that's really going to affect not be able to tailgate. Weak network. Everybody is still using the internet. Waiting. Keep waiting. Okay. So as I was saying, I'm going to love that job. It's not even a problem. Not even a question. It's easy for me. Welsh, honestly, I do not watch other cigar-based channels other than to go in, say hi, and then drop back out. Part of it is a lot of them go in and they start trying to give a review. And while sometimes I can taste exactly what they're saying, sometimes I'm going, That's not what I'm catching at all. And I would love for people to go, yeah, this is always what I'm catching too. Sometimes what I can tell you is you're not going to be tasting the same exact flavors. And I'm not trying to convince anybody on what a cigar is supposed to taste like or how it's supposed to be. But if I was to tell you, hey, the couple that I've smoked so far, construction's great. You're going to get a little bit of leather, maybe some chocolate, notes of some tree nut that might be kind of unidentifiable. That's not going to be because I've tried to be vague. If I can barely detect it, there's going to be people who won't tell at all. And I'm a bit trained more on, hey, okay, this is what I'm getting. And there's times where I'm the only person on the planet that seems to pick something up. And when that's the case, I come back to it a few days later and see if maybe I was having an allergy situation where I was just tasting something funny, or maybe something that I ate earlier in the day had somehow affected what I was able to taste. I like to be accurate when I tell people, hey, you're going to get this. I do mean that you're going to get it. And then if I'm telling you, hey, you're going to maybe catch some notes of this, that's because I was catching a few notes of that. But a lot of times, people will sit around with a cigar in hand and they'll talk with friends, and they won't really concentrate on what that cigar is giving them. And that gets a little bit difficult, I guess. Do I rate Stogie Bird at all? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Welsh. Jose, oh yeah, it's going to be fun. And yeah, now look, if I've tasted cocoa and it's strong, and I've talked with 3 or 4 other people and they're all tasting cocoa, I can list that one. You're definitely going to get this. But if I'm tasting like cashews and you are not, and nobody else is tasting cashews, that's when I would say, well, you might catch, some cashews or a unidentified tree nut that maybe you're tasting. Howdy, Martin. Great to see you, sir. Just remember, no texting and driving, you dangerous bastard, you. And definitely no eating the world's hottest chocolate bar while driving. I could just imagine Martin screaming, going down the road. Oh, and just for Martin, something entertaining. By the way, if you're not watching the screen, Boris says hi, and so does Mark at Tobacco Pipes International. By the way, for all of y'all who are not following Martin on Fridays, y'all might want to check that station out. Other than the dad jokes, it's really top-notch entertainment. Especially the bird. You'll love Mortensen if you just relax and let Mortensen have fun. Maybe not Derek. But the rest of us seem to enjoy the hell out of Morton's. By the way, we are coming up on an hour already. 15 minutes until Stumbo. Drive like the wind, Martin. Drive like the wind. You got to get home before Stumbo goes live. I mean, that's what Tuesday tailgating is about, is getting us to Stumbo, right? I mean, that's really what it's about. Oh, yeah. Come for the dad jokes, stay for the bird and the technical difficulties. A day without difficulties is a day without Martin. Don't worry, Martin. We all sort of love you. Right, Boris, I agree with you. Morty and McFly. They could call it the Morty and McFly Hour with Derek and Martin, and it would probably go over extremely well. Martin's over here just screaming at his phone right now, like, did that dude just really say that crap? Mm-hmm. You know I did, Martin. Howdy, Cedric. Great to see you, sir. And don't worry, Cedric. Martin can't pass a tailgate. He's in a Ford. Ford vehicles are just fine. I happen to be a Dodge man myself, but if you happen to like Ford, go right ahead and get a Ford. Just be wary of the plastic parts in their diesel engine, which are engineered to wear out way ahead of time, so that you have to go back in so that they can crack the block open and replace them with other plastic parts, so that it will again wear itself out way too early, at least for the diesel engine. Oh, and I must speak as somebody who lives in a high water, lots of storms, and plenty of rain area. Ford's decision to go with an aluminum body, aluminum bed, and an aluminum frame so that they could eliminate 600 pounds is the absolute worst decision I have ever heard from any truck maker ever. Well, Derek, if you keep it off of the salted roads, they wouldn't rust so fast. Or you could go in and have them rhino line the whole truck. That would help. Just saying. So here is my reasoning behind why an aluminum truck, so that they could drop 600 pounds, is the worst decision ever. You got to watch a few videos if you want to believe it or not, but if you put a 2-ton jack in the back of your truck and it decides to get loose and slam around side to side, it will fold your bed out and you will be wondering how expensive it is. And let's just tell you, very expensive. And number two, my second reason why aluminum was the worst decision I've ever heard for a truck. If you ever drive in a truck and the roads get just a little bit slick and you have to slam on the brakes, that back end is going to want to come around on you. And the heavier that back end, the less it'll come around on you. So now we're going to light a fire, basically, under your truck to try and change directions on the freeway. That was an idiot move. Now, we're going to get into that, as I said, flood conditions, deep water, stuff where you got water up into the grill of the truck, almost to the point where you're worried about stalling out. That heavier truck is less likely to float off the road and leave you completely without any kind of traction. Remember, all the trucks, that rear wheel drive, unless you've got a four-wheel drive, if that back end comes off the road, you're done. You're not going anywhere. It's over. Hang it up and swim home. And if the water is moving, the lighter it is, the easier it is to move you off the road. Now, y'all can disagree with me on any of these that you really want to know about. You can look it up for yourself. I will take a 1960 Ford over a brand new Ford if I had to take one. Because at least then I know I've got steel and I've got a good heavy engine. Of course, if I was thinking putting four-wheel drive, I wouldn't be selecting Ford truck anyways, but that's a different story. Oh, Cedric, it's not drop a boat motor on it, it's drop a boat motor under it. Unfortunately, Ford made it high enough up off the ground that if you just like attached one to your tailgate, it would never touch water before your vehicle is underwater. At that point, then you're losing a truck and a boat motor too. It'd be a terrible thing to do to a boat motor. Just saying. Go ahead, Martin. Tell me I'm wrong. If you can. You know you can't. Are Ford's nice trucks? Sure, they're nice trucks. Not a problem. But that whole, let's lighten them up so that they're more fuel efficient. We're going to change them over to aluminum. Great, it won't rust. You might not get it out from the bottom of the creek, but it won't rust. By the way, if you put a truck in deep enough water that it goes under, they're still going to total it anyways, so it doesn't matter if it's in perfect shape or completely rusted out. You're still going to be buying a new one. And no, I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion. If you like Ford, you go like Ford, all you like. I don't have a problem with them. I just think that the aluminum decision was stupid. As soon as I heard that that's what they were doing, I said, well, there goes the ever possibility of me buying another Ford. Then I'm going to tell you the other fun thing. Here in the Houston area, we have these chemical plants. Tons of them. to drive onto the chemical plant, you have to have a sign that says what company your vehicle, or you have to have it stenciled on, painted on, or whatever. Well, if you're driving a personal vehicle, you used to be able to just get some magnetic signs, slap the sign up on the side, you're good to go. You get out of there, you can peel it back off, throw it in behind the seat, and you're still good to go. Try that with an aluminum bedded Ford. You'll slap that magnetic sign up there and it'll hit the ground. And the next time you slap it up there, it'll have little pieces of metal cutting into your paint. That'll be so much more fun. Doesn't stick to aluminum. About the only thing you can do is maybe if you can get some somebody on the inside to hold some of those rare earth magnets in just the right spots, maybe you can get a good enough connection in between the two. Gotta remember, there's some airspace in most of those truck beds, so you have to have some strong magnets to get the magnetic pull to actually pull all the way through. But I wouldn't trust that. Sorry, just Ford's engineering faux pas that I figured I'd point out. Oh, Steve, that's funny. I've seen that so many times, it's ridiculous. Yeah, way too many times. And half the time they even forget to release the straps on the boat so that it's not free from the trailer and will actually start floating as it gets into the water. Which I've also seen way too many times. The other fun thing, if you're buying a truck, buy something for the purpose that it's built for. I mean, there's these people that go out and spend $80,000 on a truck, outfitted out for top end, this, that, the other. And then they'll think, oh, I'm going to go tow a boat, or I'm going to pull a trailer. You can't hardly get the damn thing started when the trailer or the boat's loaded up because you got no torque. If you've got a low enough low end, you don't have top end. If you've got a high enough top end, you don't have low end. If you're just buying it for a trophy, there's better trophies out there than trucks. Don't get me wrong, if you want a truck that'll just haul ass, go get you that Ford Raptor. Or, what's the new Dodge that I forgot what the name of it is, but it's all set up to be competing in every way, shape, and form with the Ford Raptor. There's always going to be somebody who's going to figure out a way to soup up a truck. But for the average guy, you get a truck so that you can haul stuff. Is it the rebel-centric? You know, you might be right. It very well might be. Ooh, Boris. Yeah. Yeah, forget getting a truck for Finland then. because you get yourself a 1-ton Dodge, you can never get it above 50. It take you all day to go across Finland. I mean, sure, you might not get stuck even in winter trying to get to your cabin up there, you know, just north of Santa Claus, but it'll still take you 3 days to get there. That doesn't sound fun at all. So real quick, let's recap. Where have we gone? Because Stumbo is supposed to be on right about now. Stumbo's on, probably right now. I got a job, Holly got a job. I'm hoping to still be able to tailgate, and I just got the notification Stumbo is on. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being here. It has been my pleasure having y'all over. Always a good time. Sorry about the truck rant. Don't mind me, it's just one of those things. We're going to keep doing this as long as I can. If the tailgates get a little crazy for me, I might have to just adjust the time a little bit, and I apologize about that. Y'all take care. Remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can with that. As per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Oh, and an electric truck. Let me get a truck that takes 3 hours to charge if you drive it more than 100 miles and try to go from Houston to Dallas. Yeah. Not to mention Kentucky, which is where we're headed now. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all take care. I'll see you there. Bye for now.